Welcome back this morning to the channel. I'm out here today on my day off, Sunday. Anyway, finally got a break in the rain. We've been having rain set up for 2 or 3 days now again, as if everything's not already waterlogged as it is, and pterodactyl-sized mosquitoes out in the yard and whatnot. But anyway, figured I'd show off my shirt here. I found that on Amazon. Said noticed some other YouTubers bragging about studying martial arts over the years. I said I've been studying this exact martial art for quite a while over the years now too. I learned from my sifu, that's in Chinese. That's your master, that trains you in martial arts, and then it's sensei in like the Japanese arts. I've studied some of the other stuff too, Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu, stuff like that. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, stuff like that, on my own. But yeah, I like Wing Chun, Kung Fu, because it's basically like Aikido, I think better, but it's basically you don't have to use a lot of energy to defeat your opponent. Anybody from like 8 years old all up to 80 years old can do it. It's like Tai Chi, but better. I mean, it's more aggressive when it comes to the strikes, the punches and kicks and stuff like that, but at the same time you're not trying to jump and fly all over the place and trying to do these big large kicks. So it's like when a taekwondo person tries to come up and do one of those big side kicks like Van Damme, you just like do a short half crescent kick to the inside of the thigh or the shin or the kneecap and dislocate the kneecap, stuff like that. But it's the strikes are pretty gnarly. I like it, but the whole point of any martial art is not to go out and create pain and stuff like that. You're supposed to just do your own thing, be humble, try not to look for fights, but it's supposed to be harm no person, but let no person harm you, sort of thing. And that even goes for animals, like stray dogs or animals that try to attack you. You don't try to go and kill or hurt animals, but at the same time, you don't try to let them do that to you. But anyway, studied like the three-sectional staff. They call it the dragon staff or the broken staff. Butterfly swords. Hadn't got to train with the hook swords. Butterfly knives, stuff like that, katanas, nunchucks, the wooden. Working out in the wooden dummy is great because you, with the strikes and the forms, you build up. They call microfractures along the outside of the bone that you hit repeatedly, and it builds up layers, so it toughens up the bone, and that's why you can see like. Kickboxers or other martial artists that do a lot of the kicks with their feet, like the one guy that can kick with his shin and break a wooden baseball bat in half with his shins. Over the years, he's toughened up his shins to have microfractures build up layers of calcium along the front of his legs. But yeah, it's great. But anyway, so I can't wear my kung fu uniform. I can, if I felt like it, walk around without the sash and stuff. But anyway, I used to do that when I would leave from my training. I'd say if I had to stop at the gas station or go to the store or something, I'd wear it in. But it had the class. It had the yin and the yang, and then the two guys fighting one another on the front. But anyway, but yeah, that I got. So I seen this shirt. Look for a Wing Chun, specifically a Wing Chun Kung Fu T-shirt, because that's the first martial art that Bruce Lee studied under Ip Man. But I always wanted a T-shirt because I just like the style, and it's related to Bruce Lee and stuff like that. And but anyway, so I found this shirt on Amazon. And the fighting style was based off of watching a crane fighting with with a cobra or a poisonous snake, basically. So yeah. Anyway, I'm out here today. I wanted to show you a little bit of update in between when it's not been raining. I got a lot of this done the other day, cut out. As you can see, it's going to need. I'm going to have to make a tracing and then put it to sheet metal and then cut it out and weld this patch in to help with the support of the framing, reinforcement, and then all that's going to get sprayed with rust converter, so I don't have to worry about rotting on the framework. And then once that patch is put in, then you come in with the regular piece of sheet metal that starts up. Oh, here. There's where the firewall meets the floor panel. There's that seam right there where they pinch welded those two together and sealed it up. I gotta finish cutting that piece out right there, doing a patch weld, and then that's the deflector plate right there between the floor and the front driver's side fender well. So all that's going to have to make sure it's sealed up, good welds, and then the back side's going to have to be heavily sprayed with rust converter, same way with the floor. And then I'll come back through with the Rust-Oleum spray can, because if you get the spray can of professional grade rubberized undercoating, it has an anti-rust chemical in it, and it's also used as a sound deadening too. I'll be doing all that, and it's not thick. It's got a nice little thin layer that it coats, so it's not like the old school stuff, like that tar I scraped off of the floor with that putty knife in the torch back there the other day. That was horrible. And then speaking of that, here's what I was telling you about that patch panel. Somebody used an old junk piece of patch panel out of another vehicle, poorly cut out, and then they used a bunch of tar and sheet metal screws to put it in. This has all got to be cut out. As you can already see, there's the new brake line that I installed going underneath the car. So yeah, all this has got to be cut out, brought back up, because it's all caved in. This has all been heavily tarred, especially that side over there in that corner. They just caked it on there. Maybe you just poured it in there when it was heated up. So I got to heat it up, take my time, scrape all that off, get at least an inch back from where I cut, cleared up and bare metal, so I can weld in all the new sheet metal. I got to go get more sheet metal from the supply place I get in town, which brings me to I belong to Slant 6 groups, besides A-Body groups and other groups on car groups on Facebook, and mainly the Slant 6 ones. I told them that I make my own two-piece windage trays for these Slant 6s. And I can even probably do one for a pickup truck or van that has the different sump, like towards the back or whatever. I can make one for that too, but I mainly do the ones for the Slant 6 cars, whether it be B-Body, A-Body, whatever. I did them for both the Slant 6 in the Dart and the Slant 6 for my mom's Valiant. And so I told him, I said, and I took photos back when I was making it for the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and I told him the process I got to go through to make it, and my finished work. And so now I've got a bunch of people that's wanting to buy the two-piece windage trays for their Slant 6s. So I think I've been wanting to get away from retail and a regular day-to-day job, so I can have my own schedule, my own hours, my own schedule, my own hours, what I want to do during the day. So I had a dream a few nights back to where I didn't have, it was telling me that I need to use my talents, what I've got, um, doing mowing jobs, using my truck and a trailer, getting a riding mower, and we've already got all the other equipment. My mom wants to do it too, and since she has a green thumb like no other, she refers to herself as the plant doctor, but she also deals with flowers too. So it would be a mom and son type business. We would be doing the mowing, weed eating. She would do like flower beds, stuff like that. But then when we're not doing that, I got a lot of artistic ability. So when I'm not doing like, I got some people that do books for kids. I know how to do a lot of cartoon stuff, draw a lot of drawings. I can possibly get into doing that. One guy in particular, he's got his own comic book strip that he does on the side. That he's a lot of it. He's had. It's not been made like, you know, being put in the newspaper, the nationwide newspapers or anything, the comic strips or anything like that. But he goes to a lot of the Comic-Con conventions and sets up a booth and sells his cartoon stuff. But anyway, and then I know how to do pottery. My mom and dad had bought a kiln, a small kiln, portable kiln, several years back that they're not using. I want to get into doing that, making mugs and cups and bowls and just different stuff like that that I can do on the side, like on days when it's raining, or to make money. And I'll maybe even take the stuff to car shows. Like if it's a Mopar car show, I can have some mugs done up in orange, and I can have Hemi on it, or 440, or I can, factory colors. I could do it like a plum crazy purple or whatever, stuff like that. And then in between, doing stuff on the side, like making the sheet metal windage trays. Maybe even start selling them on eBay or something. Like I do the little sheet metal J brackets that connect the carburetor arm to the kickdown linkage for the slant 6 2-barrel to automatic transmission linkage stuff. Like I've sold a bunch of those on eBay. I think it was like $50 some to have 10 of them done up, and I've already sold, over a small period of time, I've already sold 10 of them. I've got one left that I had an extra one. It's a template, so I have to go and have more made, and I think I'm going to get back in, and I've told them about it on the groups too, about that. And so I want to start making doing stuff on my own time. That way I can go to car shows whenever I want and go do other stuff when I want. Go to, craft events and set up stuff, like the pottery and stuff like that and whatnot. But anyway, that's that. I told you about the what I've been doing so far and the sheet metal work on the floor, slowly getting this stuff done. But I had to work on my mom's truck the other day. The battery and alternator was starting to have issues. We had to replace the battery and swap out an alternator, and now it's working back where it's supposed to be. So yeah, just some odds and ends. So yeah, but anyway, I'm already at 14 point something minutes right now, so I don't want to make too long of a video, but I just wanted to update you guys and gals. And if you see something, like stuff, if you want a windage tray, 2-piece windage tray made for your slant 6, let me know. And so maybe I can start getting cracking on some of this stuff and doing what I want for a change. I mean, I like the pay that I get paid per hour at Menards and the end of the year profit sharing check, but I'm just kind of getting burned out on working other people's schedules, and I've been doing it since I was 15 and I'm 47 now, and I'm just at the point where I want to do stuff that I want to do, and not having to, I was like, oh, you gonna come up for the car show? No, why? I gotta work. While everybody else is taking all these days off, it's amazing how some of these people can get every car show off. They're either retired or they got some cake job, or they got their own little mom and pop job, at home business they're doing. So I want to get on that part of the action. So like I said, I think it was a divine intervention, and I believe it is. So follow your heart. If you're tired of doing what you're doing, make a change. A career, a job is something that you dread having to go to work every day. A career is something you like going to every day. So if you're burned out on these regular these jobs, use your talents. Go out there and find something that makes you happy. So, but anyway, signing off. Till next time.